Coach, you had an open week. You had talked about the fact that you had a lot of film to look at and go over and then initiate some things in practice. So talk about what you saw on film through the first two games and what you're looking at, what you looked at trying to do during the open week.
Well, I think one thing that was evident, our kids played hard. The other thing that was evident is that we hadn't put 4 quarters of football together on the first two games. And so we're trying to be a more complete team. We've got to do a better job starting out early and getting people stopped from a defensive perspective and moving the football and scoring points from an offensive perspective. Two tough teams, two conference teams. I think people got a taste of the caliber of ball that's played here in the Southern Conference when you look at Mercer, who just played Auburn and took them down to the wire. The league's a tough league. You got to play your best ball every Saturday. We've been fortunate to dodge the bullet, so to speak, in 2 games. We've played 2. We've won by 1 point, and it's I don't know how long that luck's going to last. We're trying our best to get better. We're trying our best to excel in all areas, and we've got some young guys that have to get up to speed so they can do the things that we need done.
Mercer, you're down 14 points at the half. What was your message to the team at halftime to get them ready for the second half?
I told them, quite frankly, we put ourselves in this hole, and we can get ourselves out of the hole. It comes down to we've got to be more consistent in our execution. I said you guys are playing hard, but playing hard with not playing the fundamentals that you need, the technique that you need, the concepts that you need are creating some issues. And play our ball. That's basically what I told them, play our ball.
Devin Watson in the first half publicly said to a reporter after the game, I wasn't good in the first half. He made adjustments in the second half. What did he do from half 1 to half 2?
Well, I think, first of all, we helped him with coverage. Second of all, I think he settled in, started making some plays, got a little more comfortable. He was in much better position, and he knew that he wasn't just out there on an island by himself. And I think that created more confidence in him, and then once he got that, he went and he played ball.
You're breaking in so many, and I don't want to say new halfbacks, but you have a number of halfbacks that are now starting that were backing up last year. Right. Lennox McAfee had a big game, 99 yards at Mercer, and then Blake Morgan made some huge plays, scored what proved to be the winning touchdown. Talk about the development of your halfbacks, and what would you like to see them learn and grow as the season goes along?
Well, I think the development of those guys is attributed to number one, Coach Romero's doing a great job of coaching them. Number 2, those guys have outstanding work ethic. We have young guys, but we have young guys that have been well seasoned because they've been able to play as freshmen. And you have certain areas that you'd like to see them get better at. It may be an arc block, it may be a load block, it may be just understanding the nuances of a particular play where you may have to delay one step on this particular play versus another play. But those guys are getting there. They're working. They do their best to get in with Coach Romero when they can and meet. And I like their attitude. I like their work ethic. I like their toughness.
How would you say they're doing on blocking? Because I know that's so important for your halfbacks.
Doing pretty well, pretty well. We can always get better, but I think as the year goes on, they're getting a better feel for it. They're understanding all the concepts that may occur on the perimeter, whether it's safety support, corner support, or in some cases safety and corner support. So it's a lot to learn, but those guys are getting it, doing a good job.
You face Gardner Webb this week, their quarterback Tyrell Maxwell, preseason Big South Player of the Year. Wofford faced him a couple of years ago. How much has he grown now that you've seen him on film a few years later?
He reminds me of Cam Newton, to tell you the truth. I mean, he's got a big arm. He's a big kid. He's athletic as all get out. Once he turns his pads north, he's like a big-time running back. And it's going to be a challenge for our defense. If we let him get out of the pocket, he's going to create some big plays on us. Their whole football team is physical. I've watched every part of the game that they play, whether it be offense, defense, or special teams, and they're going to get after you. They're going to stay after you, and they're a football team that's not going to quit.
In the game against Western Carolina, Maxwell completed passes to 11 different receivers. What problems or challenges will that create for a defense when you know he can go to anybody anytime?
Well, I think the big thing that you've got to do is get him off his rhythm. A guy like that, if he gets a rhythm, then he's got a great cast of guys to go with him. And you'll have to do some things as far as hopefully pressure. Hopefully we can do something with our front four that can create him becoming uneasy, and then from there, hopefully it won't be as accurate.
All right, Jaira, the open week, was that good timing? Was it good to have a little time away?
Yes, sir, it was. Most people feel like, second week of the season is really early, but when our camp had started a week earlier, so it's kind of almost in the middle of the year. I mean, after 7 weeks, 5 weeks of camp, 2 weeks, so that 7 weeks is a perfect timing.
Mercer, you guys struggled in the first half. The defense was very good in the second half. For you, what was the difference?
We came out and played more intensity. We were more focused on reading our keys and doing our jobs. They had a good game plan, and it took us a while to adjust to it, but Coach Wood and all the defensive coaches did a good job coming into halftime, letting us know what we needed to change, what we needed to do to be better, and we came out second half more focused, more intense, and played well.
And now you have a home game against Gardner Webb. What have you learned about them so far?
That their quarterback is what makes them go. Tyrell Maxwell, he's a great player. I mean, he was a great player 2 years ago when we played against him, and we just got to stop him. Really, I mean, they have other great players around him, but he's the one that makes them go.
You got to play as a freshman last year when the team made their playoff run. What was that like in your first year of college ball, being a part of a team that put together such a great second half of the season?
It was awesome. It was tough first coming in, trying to learn what I was supposed to do, what my role was. I mean, my position specifically, we have a lot of great players in front of me. Just like this year, have 2 fifth-year seniors just helping me learn, helping me grow as a player. I'm just trying to take in as much from them as possible. But last year we had some great players. Michael Roach went down, but he's still one of those that's helped me grow and helped me become a better player. And we had a great defense last year, like you said, and just our will to not lose, not to let anyone down was, I feel like, helped us go so far last year.
You bring up Michael Roach. What does it mean to you and the team to still have him be a part of things?
Oh man, it's great. I write 43 on my wrist every week, knowing that he's still there with us. I mean, things went a little bit differently. He may not be with us, and it's just a blessing that he's still here.
All right, Andre, team's off to a 2-0 start, 2 very close games. What's it been like to be involved in games that have been that tight and have gone down to the wire?
Stressful, a lot of stress, but I'm glad we were able to pull out the wins.
You are from Greenville. What did it mean to beat Furman?
It meant a lot. The whole summer and off season, really, I dealt with a lot of trash talk, a lot of guys coming up to me, so it's always good to beat a team that I'm from.
Talking with Wofford's Andre Stoddard. You and Chase Nelson are now splitting time at fullback. Lorenzo Long graduated. What did you learn watching Lorenzo when you backed him up the first couple of years you were here?
Just run hard. There have been times, the play looked really cloudy or, it looked like nothing was there. And just because he ran hard, he was able to make something out of it. And he came to practice every day and worked hard. So kind of I picked up on a little bit of his habits, practice habits, and that's helped me a lot.
How much do you and Chase Nelson push each other?
Oh, we're both really competitive. We push each other a lot, especially over the summer. And but we do compete and push each other every single day.
If you run a 40 against each other, who wins?
I'm definitely winning. I'm winning.
Is it even close?
I'm not sure, but I'll make sure I beat him.
You are from Greenville. You went to St. Joseph's High School. How did you find out about Wofford? What's your recruiting story to come here?
They kind of came on late. I think it was about November, December, and Coach Johnson contacted me and came to visit me and all that. So I guess me being close played a role in that, and that's kind of the story.